Hey y'all, good morning. Masynn wants to make an appearance. You want to say hi, baby? Sorry y'all, she just woke up. Say hi. Hi. You want to go watch your video? No? You want to stick your tongue out? Okay. Anyways, if you don't know, obviously you're going to know by now, I am pregnant. So I just announced it on Wednesday of last week on Instagram, and I needed to put up a YouTube video for y'all. 1 second. Anyways, I just announced on Wednesday and I hadn't put up a YouTube video, and I know this is not a traditional pregnancy announcement or like a live pregnancy video. It's so different, but I just wanted to explain everything because I'm getting so many questions, which obviously anybody would get that when they're pregnant. So how I found out. So basically we went to the hospital on a Friday. It was the Friday before Labor Day. I was gonna say Labor Week. Kendall, sorry, my camera's kind of broken, so that's why I'm super close to. Anyways, Kendall caught the stomach flu on a Friday, Thursday, Friday or something like that, and I took him to the hospital. Everything was good. Saturday we were good, Sunday we were good. Come Monday, here I go starting to get it. I was about to be TMI. I'm not even gonna tell y'all. All I got of the stomach flu was basically me throwing up. I was throwing up all day. Even when I had nothing in my stomach, I could not stop throwing up. So Kendall was like, okay, come on, let's go to the hospital, get an IV in you, get your medication so you can feel better. And I'm like, okay. So we get to the hospital, and obviously as a female, they always go ahead and test your urine. I don't think they had drew blood from me at the time, but obviously they tested my urine and they came back and they told me I was pregnant. Okay, so it wasn't a huge shocker for me to hear that I was pregnant because number one, I am not on any birth control whatsoever. So obviously that's gonna be a huge possibility. So, you know, they kind of wrapped it up to that's why I was sick, and I'm just thinking like, I don't know, I'm not sure, but whatever. They gave me an IV, they gave me this nausea medication, and I mean, I didn't really like it. The medication was via IV. I didn't really like it because it made me extremely drowsy, and we were in the hospital for some hours, so I was like in and out of it the whole time. At a certain point, they sent me back for an ultrasound, and I think this is when I was just like, oh my God. Not even I think. This is when I knew like ish was getting real. So they sent me back for the ultrasound. The ultrasound tech told me, okay, we're gonna go ahead and do it on your stomach first, but if I don't see anything, don't freak out because it might be too early. We'll go ahead and do the stick one, the stick ultrasound. And I'm like, okay, I already knew the drill. And at this point, obviously, that was loud. Obviously, I had a miscarriage a couple months before in the beginning of the new year. So I almost didn't want to look at the ultrasound because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, going to get an ultrasound and not seeing or hearing anything is probably one of the most heartbreaking things. So I kind of just didn't look initially at all or anything. So as she was setting everything up, we were having a conversation and she was just like, have you been sick or anything? I'm like, no, this is the only time I've been sick, and I don't think it has anything to do with pregnancy. I really do believe that it's because my husband has a stomach flu and passed it on to me. And she said, okay. And she was like, what do you have already? I said, I have a daughter. And then she said, okay, well, it might be a boy if you're not being sick, which these people really didn't think I was sick because I had the stomach flu, but whatever, we'll get over that. So I let her do her thing. Again, I'm in and out of this drowsy state, and at a certain point she has the stuff on my stomach, and I look over because she doesn't really have it in a direction where I can like easily see it without having to move. I kind of had to go like that because they're not really supposed to show you anything. Okay, my camera just shut up on me. They're not supposed to show you or consult you or tell you anything that's happening, and they're supposed to leave that for the doctor to tell you. So anyway, she put the thing on and everything. She was like, okay, change of plans, we're not gonna do a stick ultrasound. And I'm thinking, oh God. And I look over and I see a full-blown baby. And when I say full-blown baby, I mean like the baby is formed, has legs, has arms, big old head, body and everything. It's not like it was a small ultrasound where you're like 6 weeks and it's like, oh, look at that little glob. No offense to anybody, but we all know how those babies look in the beginning. And I'm just sitting there like, she was just like, okay, you're anywhere from about 15 to 17 weeks. And I'm just like, what? There's no, like, how is this humanly possible? So if you're new to my channel, I just want to say this. With my daughter, Masynn, I had her in 2016. I think around 7 weeks, I was throwing up and constantly throwing up. The fact that I went 15 to 17 weeks without even knowing that I was pregnant was just ridiculous. And you're probably thinking like, okay, didn't you have a period? What's going on? So when I had my miscarriage in January, I didn't have a period until Easter Sunday. So I had a miscarriage January 4th and I didn't have a period again until April 1st. That's how long it took. And then, sorry, my daughter's out there. And then I had what, I don't know if I would even call that a period, on May 14th when I was traveling back home to Maryland. I was spotting and by 2 days later it was over. And I'm only saying I wouldn't call it a period because I'm the type of person that has heavy periods. It's about 5 to 7 days long. It's miserable. So that was a little bit different. And then in June I had a little bit of spotting then too. So I just didn't know if my body was changing because I had a miscarriage and wanted to regulate my period. I don't know. So, and then on top of that, we also had so much going on this summer that I don't want to say I wasn't paying attention to my body, but a lot was going on. So maybe I was missing a lot of common symptoms that were going on. All I can say is thank God I didn't do anything ridiculous like drink or do anything along those lines that could harm the baby. So right then and there, she told me the baby was fine, and she kind of indicated to me or kind of hinted to me that it was a boy, but obviously I don't know that for sure. So let me get onto the stress that has been going on since I found out about me being pregnant. So I set up an appointment at my old OB where I had my daughter, and initially the appointment was supposed to be like 2 weeks right after I left the hospital. I ended up not going because, number one, my husband is back with his old job that he had when we lived here previously before. So, oh my gosh, I'm trying to explain so much. I'm sorry, y'all. So when he went to work on the first day of school, his principal didn't submit a lot of things, so it had to push his start date back. So because it had to push his start date back till after Labor Day, our insurance was not active until October 1st. So I tried to see if my doctor's office would do some type of plan with me, if they would let me pay for my first appointment, or at least let me do like a payment plan. And she was just like, well, you're gonna have to pay for the ultrasound, and it's like $850. I'm like, okay, can I do a payment plan? Because you know I don't have no $850 just to throw at you. And she was just like, no. I'm like, okay, well then I'm going to have to reset this appointment. And the appointment was already hard to set because we don't know how many weeks I am, but we do know I am kind of far along. So you already know once you're initially pregnant, you have an appointment at 8 weeks, somewhere between that, like 12 weeks, 13 weeks. So I've already missed out on a lot of initial appointments that it was kind of hard to schedule me. So we rescheduled it for October 3rd, which was this past Wednesday. Okay, so everything was set with our insurance. I realized that my husband didn't provide me with like the numbers, like the member IDs or the group ID number that you need to provide to your physician to show that you have insurance. I called the insurance company and they told me my plan and my daughter's plan was not activated because we hadn't sent in the right documentation. Stressful, right? So I'm in the car crying because it's like, at this point, I'm so far along and I have a huge question mark on my back because I really don't have any answers about this pregnancy and I need prenatal care. It's so stressful, y'all. So my husband went ahead and sent all of that in. I just called. Oh, by the way, I just want to mention this as well. When I did speak to the insurance company, they did tell me that, you know, it's going to take no time for all of that to go ahead and go in. It's not like we're not insured. It's just those two things needed to go in. Sorry, my camera turned off again. Anyways, the insurance company said it's not like you're not insured. Ask your OB if they're willing to just wait to like back bill you or whatever the case may be, because by next week you should be fine. My OB, mind you, this is where I went for my daughter, and I do not expect special treatment, so I don't want to say this and sound like I needed special treatment, but it just seemed like, I don't know if this lady was having a bad day. She was like, no. I was like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to cancel my appointment. She was like, you do that. I'm like, why are y'all acting so mean? Like, I didn't leave a balance. I didn't do anything. I just want to get in here and answer and get some of my answers, get some of my questions answered. I do not have a due date, y'all. All I can tell you is that I'm due in February 2019. And to be honest, I can't even officially say that, because if I'm measuring big, or God forbid I'm measuring small, I could be due, you know what I'm saying? I don't have a due date, so that's already a ridiculous thing. I do not know exactly how many weeks I am. So that was something that I was kind of nervous about putting it up on Instagram, because it's just like, I sound stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Obviously, it's not like I'm just the one walking around here and don't want the help or want to know what's going on, but I feel like I sound stupid even as I record this video. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And then obviously I just want to check to see if the little one is doing well. I'm not gonna lie to y'all though, I have been feeling a lot of kicks. It's making me nervous, but that makes me happy, because at least there's some type of indication to let me know everything is going well. Anywho, I found a new OB that also delivers at the hospital that I had Masynn. So they set the appointment. They were so nice to me. I spoke to the insurance company. Everything is said and done. So I should be going to the doctor by this Thursday, which I'm so happy about. Baby, mommy's recording, okay? You want to give me a kiss? Okay. I should be going to the doctor this Thursday, and I'll have more answers for y'all. But y'all, if I really am 20 weeks along, we're already halfway through this. Like, and I'm gonna say this, even though this is not recommended, it's rough. You know, you should always have prenatal care. I'm ecstatic that I've made it this far along, because I can almost promise you, finding out initially, whether it was 4, 5, 6, or 8 weeks, finding out I would have been a nervous wreck my entire pregnancy because of my last miscarriage. So I think everything happened, I know everything happens for a reason, and I want to say that that's not the reason. But I'm happy, I'm excited, we're all very excited for this, and I don't even know what to say, y'all. And in my opinion, I just want to say this, because I know the people that follow me on Instagram are going to say, but we saw boy clothes in your closet. Yes, I'm convinced that it's a boy. The ultrasound tech kind of convinced me that it's a boy. Everybody else has been telling me that it's a girl. My mom has been dreaming about a little girl. So y'all cross y'all fingers for a little boy. Bless you. I wouldn't mind a little girl, but I want a little boy so bad. Anyways, I will see y'all in the next video. I hope you're as confused as I am. Love y'all. Bye.